out big numbers early on. We were getting official word that the distance was 15 feet. Sketch has got a 7 right there. Madison's got a 7.
Well, let's go to Romeo.
John.
You're smiling, happy Romeo with that 8.
9, 8.
Yeah, Romeo, I'm going to talk to you over there and tell us about the 8 and why you gave that to them.
I love the dads. We were talking to them over there when we were grading for their creativity. I love that even under their costumes, they were all still matching with their swim trunks. And that the line dancing, I love that. I love the dads. Great job, guys.
Yeah, I hear it. You guys hear that? They love the dads. And right now we're going to head down to Jaden, who is at the takeout zone.
With a 6, Steve and John, what are they? Sketchy's got a 7, and then a 7 from Steve and John right there. I'm going to go to Sam on this one. Sam, you had the highest mark. Tell me the story behind the 8.
Well, they bribed us with several gifts before this, so I figured that I would, that's the reason why it's not a 7, it's an 8 today. And I like the creativity, I like the routine beforehand, and I didn't think he was going to make it off the ramp, to be honest, but he did, so props to him.
I'm right there with you. I didn't think he was going to get off the flight deck with that one either, but there you go. Sam Canty with an 8 right there. Let's check in once again with Jada before we get to our next craft.
Hey, y'all, I am here.
So we're kind of all hanging out in that same area. Oh, what a harsh couple of 3s, couple of 4s, and Sketch with the high mark over there with the 5. Madison, what's up with the 4?
I mean, I have to say, I had some hope. I mean, the materials looked light. It was looking good going off the runway, but the skit I wasn't really impressed with, and we kind of made a nosedive. But A for effort. I'm proud of them.
All right, so she kind of liked it, but she was saying the choreography was just a little too prehistoric for her taste. Let's check in with Jaden before we get to our next craft.
Hey, y'all, I am here.
Over there, that's 7. It's middle of the it's middle of the road there. Tell us why you gave him the 7.
I picked 7 because I liked the pre-dance, and then I liked the crash. I really liked the crash. I'd like to see him go again.
I didn't see Madison's number. What do you got? Oh, Madison had an 8. Oh, and a 5 from Steve and John. These guys are trying to say I do tomorrow, and you're clearly saying I don't with that 5.
Look, that was not me. That was John Isner, everyone. He does not love love, okay? That's it.
Ouch. I like it. Throwing each other. You guys, I want to have margaritas with those dudes later. I want to have the Red Bull margarita. So there you go. The Groomsmen. Madison, you look like you had a comment there. What's up with the 8?
Oh my gosh, I love love on the other hand, so I'm here for it. But I mean, you saw the Red Bull cans on the back of the car. Like, that's so iconic, and it said just married, so even though they didn't fly far, I'm really happy for them.
It's a nice touch. I'm getting out of the way as we move on to the next one here, and I believe we're going to check in with Jaden down there in the takeout area with our last craft.
All right, y'all, so...
All right, well, let's head over to the judges.
Ouch.
I see
A 2. Romeo, a 2. Couple of 7s and 8. What's up with the 2, my friend? I'm not judging you, pun intended, but
I don't know. I feel like we've seen so many better performances. It was lacking for me a little bit. I love the craft. I love that he was sitting up top, but he almost fell. And all the other guys have been holding on everything, so he just kind of technically just jumped off. That was my only thing.
Proclaiming a 3 as well. Sam, you look like you had a comment there as well. What's on your mind?
It would have been a higher score, but I'm not a fan of the UT Longhorns. It's horns down all day, so they got knocked off for that one. But otherwise, I think if he would have made it on the craft like he was supposed to, I think it would have been a better score. But
there you go, Sam and Romeo with a 3 and a 2. Let's check in with Jaden.
And let's head over to the judges because I see 1s, a 2. But they're all 1s. Nothing major, gentlemen. Let's go to you and those 1s.
They had a good start. They didn't execute properly. That was their issue at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or execution.
Good skid. Couldn't save him, though. You got to make it to the water.
You got to make it to the water, right? You got to make it to the water. But I see a 2 over here, Sam. That's 1 point higher than a 1.
well, the presentation was good. The craft looked excellent. They had everything there. It's just clearly the takeoff was the issue there. So I gave them a 2 for design.
All right, so a 1, a lot of 1s, and maybe a couple 2s. But Jaden, what is going on down there at the takeout zone? She is ready to go into the water. Team members falling behind her, but it doesn't stop her. And then the cart falls apart when it hits the water. But they said 30 feet plus. and it's 24 feet on that one.
All right. Couple of 7s, a 6, a 4. Out of Steve and John, and Sketch is checking in with a 6 down there. Sketch, let's talk to you this time around. Well, what's up with the 6?
Well, my reasoning behind the 6 was I really like the number, and I really like the way they dance. I just don't like the way they fly, so I'm going to stick with the 6.
You are
actually, you know what? If there's enough crowd noise, I'll give it a 9.
Oh! Sketch knows how to work a crowd. Madison, can you be swayed this easily as well?
Hey, I love the 6, honestly. The performance was spot on. I think the choreography was the best we've seen so far, in my opinion. But, again, the float's got to fly, so I'm waiting on it.
I like it. So, Sketch turning that frown upside down and making a 6 and 9. Let's check in with Jaden, who's down there with Barbie's Revenge after a rough go.
I must.
What? I had to watch that on the replay. I'm absolutely speechless as I'm trying to get out of the way for the next crew right here. Looking like they're from the Houston area, so look at the splash cam right here, Tina. You're just holding on to yellow Visqueen, and that got dangerous because she straight legs that thing. She's leaning back, which is good, then leans forward, and then straight legs that as that whole thing just flattens out for impact.
But look at that chicken. That chicken almost stays completely intact outside of the goggles falling off, and we're hearing 27 feet for that chicken.
27 feet for that crew. Wow. Sam with a 9. We got a couple of 8s all across the board. Sketch is still figuring it out right here. He's got a 9. Some big numbers right there for the Gravity Gurus. Steve, John, let's check in with you guys. We haven't talked to you in a bit.
Yeah. We had our doubts, but that thing flew. And they didn't know what was going to happen, and they went into it blind, and that was impressive.
Yeah, the way that her stance in that, leaning back, looked pretty good. Then all of a sudden she's lurching forward and just stood straight up and straight like that. Romeo's not down there. That made you nervous, right?
What was that?
That made you nervous watching her straight leg that thing going into the landing.
She took a hard hit going down too. I don't know if you guys saw, but the lean back, that was definitely strategic. That was genius.
Yeah,
that
was some lower lumbar pain in the making right there. But there you go. The Gravity Gurus getting some high numbers. Jaden, take it away.
Y'all, we are here.
Number 10.
I think this one could possibly go the distance. There we go. The whole nest, if you will, kind of went with him on that one. I think that thing was supposed to detach a little bit better than what it did. Either way, though, as a whole, that thing flew pretty far as the rest of them decide whether or not. And they're all going in. How about it, Las Colinas? Make some noise for team number 10, Firehawk.
Yeah, and Jimmy, so far we have seen a lot of 25 feet. We've seen maybe a little higher than 25 feet. I'm ready to see someone go the distance out here.
I think with I said 28. I thought that was the best one, but we had 2 of those that have gone 28 feet thus far. Oh, we got a 10, Tina.
Oh yeah, let's head over to Sam, who's giving him that 10. It was good, and you're giving them a 10. Just tell us about that 10.
I thought it was really good all around. The performance was awesome. I like what they did with the surfboards. This has kind of been my favorite craft all day, so I was glad to see them actually fly on this one, so it was good.
Well, they are a bird, so you would think they would fly.
They are a bird.
Nothing major. Nothing major is going with the 8s. Let's talk about those 8s.
I mean, it's hard to get a 9.
Yeah.
And especially hard to get a 10. We want to see one, but that was good. So 8's, I think 8's proper.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that one. Well, Jaden, you're down there with the Sugar Knox team. They put a lot of work into it. How are they feeling?
Feeling 28 feet.
Yeah, we're feeling great.
Hard work paid off?
Oh man, yes.
We're doing it again?
Doing it again, for sure.
So when we jumped, did we get a little scared seeing that 30-foot fall?
Never.
One of the leftover banana peels from the chicken crew right there, but it's 1s all across the board up here except for Sketch. Sketch gave him a 2. Why the bonus point, my friend?
I gave him a 2 because I'm a really nice guy, and they gave me a lot of money. So I took a bribe, technically, but I might give it back.
Madison? We're going to check in with you on the 1.
I feel like the 1's just a participation point. I appreciate the effort, but again, we got to make it off the runway. I mean, I admire him jumping at the end, but he didn't go anywhere, so 1 for me.
I know I don't need to ask him, but I'm doing it anyway because he's nodding in agreement right there. Romeo with the 1 as well. Your explanation?
Yeah, I was so excited for them. That was my team, my team at Chavo del Ocho, but they didn't make it off the ramp unfortunately. But I still get in the point for effort. Those are my boys, though. Good job, guys.
All right, so there you go. We've got craft number 12 coming up. But first, let's check in one more time with Jaden.
How are we feeling with 25 feet?
Yeah, we're really proud of that. Yeah, we were